guys, it's Brogues here and this is my impression video for the Crew 2 VR. Now first things first, any and all opinions expressed in this video are that of my own and I've no way been influenced by Ubisoft. I was not asked to sign a DMA agreement for this, and even if I did, I certainly didn't read it. Hashtag come at me bros. Now secondly, all this footage was captured in the beta. It was an incredibly expansive beta, but even still it is not 100% representative of the final game build. Now I spent between 15 and 18 hours doing everything imaginable I could inside the beta, so roughly the same amount of time it takes IGN to do 3 or 4 full game reviews. Now, without further waffling, let's get into the actual gameplay and show you what this game is all about. Now, after picking our generic skater boy character, it's time to get into the game and we get our first problem. The monumental amount of loading screens. This one, for example, was 45 seconds long before we actually got into the game proper. And now we're actually in the game, we get annoying video game trope number 1. Game about cars tries to force us to care about characters. So firstly, this guy is so annoying, we instantly dislike him, and he's so poorly written, we instantly forget him.
Look, thanks again. I'm really stoked about this. Thanks for giving us the shot.
Don't mention it. We're always on the lookout for new talent, and you and your friend fit the bill. And I don't have to tell you this, but you do right by yourselves in this race, and you'll see a lot of doors opening up for you.
Gotcha. We won't disappoint you.
Disappoint me? That's not what this is about. It's your chance to impress people who matter. The events my company organizes are a feeder for every racing family out there. You do want to race, yes?
Oh yeah, this is such a big deal for us. We've tried broadcasting our races, but no dice. I guess nobody wants to see nobodies.
Trust me. Just show the world what you've got at this one. You'll get followers like that. Run a good race, and you'll find your options and your followers increasing.
We'll give it our best.
Hero, my friend. I don't want your best. I want legendary badassdom. Anyway, I've got to go. Something about putting on a race. Best of luck.
Okay, thanks. You're good to go, buddy. Break a leg. Hell, break anything you have to. Drive like I know you can, and we'll be in the big leagues in no time.
Welcome to the city that never sleeps. In this event, you'll see New York taken over by racers in a way you never could have imagined. It's not just a city, it's a playground for the...
And now we've got all the annoying acting out of the way, we can get into the actual racing. And we get annoying video game trope number 2. Car we can't afford and series we can't enter are the first race we're in. So basically, if you want to afford this car in the game, it's going to take you about 10 or 15 hours of playing just to save up enough to buy it. And certainly if you want to compete in this series in which we're going to complete our first race in, it's going to be more like 25 or 30 hours. GG's Ubisoft. We're not to set the bar too high for entry.
First episode of this year's live Extreme series. In this new season, talented newcomers have...
Now, having said that, this does do a good job at showcasing the game to its full extent. This is not just your stereotypical track racing game, or even your Need for Speed street racing game. This is both on the track, on road, off road, in the sky, in the water, complete racing package. There is no other game like this on the market with the exception of potentially GTA Online, but then it does not have anywhere near the physics abilities of this game.
Speaking of soaring, get a load of that jump. There you have it, folks. The numbers are going through the roof.
Now, I cannot compare this game to any other on the market, as I would be doing it a massive disservice. This has the unique street racing vibe of something like Need for Speed Underground, car culture and modding. It has the crazy off-road racing and stupendously big jumps of something like a Motorstorm Apocalypse. And then again, you've got the tremendous variety involved in races, cars, vehicles, whatever, that you'd associate with something like GTA Online.
And now live goes to the extreme.
Now, the Extreme series, which is really the one that Crew 2 is based around, features 3 totally different formats of racing. In this one we had street racing, now we have offshore powerboat racing, and then finally we're going to get aerial racing at the end.
Star exploding onto the circuit. We kick it up a notch for the grand finale. This is how it is these days. Just being a good pilot isn't enough anymore. You've got to shine on and off the course, staying sharp on the social media side. It's simple math. The more followers you have, the more followers you'll get. Sign on with your first racing team, and the second will start looking at you. Pile up supporters, and the contracts will be knocking on your door. To put it another way, a driver who attracts enough followers will open up new styles of racing. We call them disciplines. You'll call them awesome. And isn't awesome what we're all after? From the heart of New York City, this was the Live Extreme Series, Episode 1. Thank you for watching, and remember to follow us on all social media.
Now we've been through the opening sequence, it's time to pop the hood and take a look under the bonnet at the real nuts and bolts of this game. And first we'll look at the races. Now this game has every style and type of racing imaginable. Whether you want to spend your time blasting across a lake in an 800 horsepower powerboat such as this one, racing at 100 mile an hour off-road in your rally raid spec pickup, desperately trying to avoid trees because you went slightly off course and there are no safety barriers in this game, or indeed taking it to the streets in your 400 brake horsepower Audi TT and seeing how you match up against the best street racers in the game. In this particular race we're racing through downtown LA, including hitting those famous storm drains.
That car's really moving. realm. Is a loadout like that street legal?
None of this is street legal here.
Now, we couldn't look at races without looking at the other aspect to it, which is in-game progression. And this is where the Crew 2 starts to have some major problems. Now, after completing the Extreme Series intro event, you'll be greeted with the live map. The live map will show you the locations for the 4 main racing HQs. Basically, each of these HQs is responsible for a certain aspect of racing, be it street racing at the spot. Professional racing leagues are available through the Pro Racing Trial based in New York. Various crazy bollocks is available from the freestyle trials such as aerobatics, jet sprint and monster trucks just outside Las Vegas. And finally, everything off-road is available at Basecamp, the off-road HQ. That's Rally Raid, Rallycross and Motocross. So let's go there first. So once you pick your specific discipline, you'll be given a loaner vehicle and set a challenge. In this particular one for off-road racing, we have a time trial to complete. Completing this time trial will reward us with a specific vehicle and open up the first tier of events. So in the off-road class, that will unlock Rally Raid Racing and we'll get a Rally Raid buggy as a reward. As you see in this picture, we've unlocked the first tier in the street racing series. In order to unlock the following tiers, we need to gain popularity. Now, popularity is increased by gaining extra followers throughout the game. Now, you gain this by doing crazy stunts, doing big jumps, doing big drifts, winning races and completing additional objectives. However, when we actually look at our popularity rating, we start to see a problem. The first 5 times we level up, we will gain access to new events. And then after that, seemingly every 10 levels, we are rewarded with a loot box. Yay, because that's what everybody loves about racing games, is the inordinate amount of loot boxes. Now, it seems that every 100 levels, you're given a reward vehicle. Now, I'm hoping it's every 10 levels and it's just icon rating at 100 and you're not physically going to go from icon rating 90 to 91 to 92 and do all those level ups and get no reward, because that would be mind-bogglingly stupid. As you sit and go through this, you sit and see that like icon level 600 is the last time you get any reward, and they expect you to just keep going and going and going and going and going and going and going past that, to essentially just keep grinding the game for nothing other than loot boxes, it seems. I mean, I got to like level 1100 on this and I physically gave up checking. Now, this game is not just about the racing. There is actually a quite large and varied amount of side activities you can do in order to help your progression through the main game. These include location-specific activities, such as this one in Las Vegas that required us to hit a certain speed in order to get a reward of both cash and followers. As well as your traditional car-based challenges, there are also activities revolved around the in-game camera mode. Now basically these involve getting your car to a certain location, in this case Las Vegas, and taking a picture of a certain backdrop or item. In this case I had to get a picture of my car racing down the Las Vegas Strip. Now this doesn't give you much of a reward, all it does is give you a slight boost to your bucks and your followers, which you will need for in-game progression. third and final non-racing activity in the game is, I shit you not, hide and go seek with loot boxes. Now if you look at the bottom right hand corner of my screen, you'll see the little beeping noise. Basically that's my radar telling me there is a loot box in the area. Now the more it beeps, the closer I get to this loot box, and whatever's in that loot box is usually a reward specific to the car I'm driving in, just like what would happen in real life.
You found it. Good eye. Live rewards pop up all over the place. You can always use your radar to find them.
Now, next up we have the vehicles, and this is a really mixed bag for the crew too. Some vehicles in the game, especially the officially licensed Red Bull racing vehicles, look absolutely amazing, while others look like they're just generic cars from some sort of open world 3D action game. This Cadillac, for example, is not exactly doing it for me. I mean, you could physically look at this and say, this is just some DLC for Mafia 3, and you'd quite easily believe it. This car, although it does look accurate, it's just not doing it for me. It's just not popping off the screen. It's not what I expect from a top tier AAA racing game. Vehicles though, such as this Citroen C3 rally car, are incredibly detailed. I mean, you just look at the sheen coming off the paintwork that actually shows you where the position of the sun is behind it. The gradual build-up of dirt on the actual exterior of the vehicle. This type of graphic detail work is just superb, and you don't really understand is if you couldn't apply this to all the vehicles in the game, why did you add the other vehicles into the game? The game would have been so much better if it was just this type of quality applied to every vehicle. I mean, as you'll see here when I park up, you can actually see the dirt built up all the way around the vehicle from going on this gravel trail. In terms of vehicle handling, this game also has it on pat. Now you want to run amok in a car park in a monster truck, crushing everything that's in your way, or sliding around the streets in your highly tuned drift car, you can do everything. Now this video's running a bit long, so I wanted to group together all my other thoughts in one particular place. There are some deeply troubling things about the crew too. Like, I haven't even mentioned the fact that there's a premium currency in the game that no doubt you'll be able to buy, and that allows you to buy every vehicle in the game from the start. The fact that when you win a race, you just get a loot boxes of various random parts. So progression isn't based on your skill or your ability to win, it's based on the ability for you to get drops, and it also looks like you're able to purchase those loot drops, certainly with the design of the loot box itself. This game also seems to have severe issues with difficulty scaling. In a traditional game, the harder the activity, the higher the requirements, the greater the reward, but in this case it's almost the inverse. Switching from normal to hard on any race, I looked through a lot of them, the requirements, or basically the recommended level to enter, increased by 130%, but the reward increased only by 25%. That makes no sense. Then it's actually far easier and better for me to do the normal race over and over again, which I'm guaranteed that reward, than push myself and do the challenge of doing the race on hard. The game also has issues with the pricing of its vehicles. Some of them are staggeringly expensive, seemingly designed to force you to buy microtransactions and then pay for them with real currency. For instance, this 1000cc motorbike costs $100,000 more than a GT3 racing car. Now, don't get me wrong, this game was extremely fun to play, but there are some major questions overhanging it. Be it the microtransactions, the premium currency, the loot boxes, relying on RNGs in order to progress. These are questions that need to be answered in full reviews before I could ever recommend anybody even buying this game when it's on sale. Now, if you found this video at all informative or helpful, please feel free to drop us a like or indeed subscribe to the channel.